Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.
Davo, Tom and Callum here for the podcast, which means we've got some exclusive content. And today's content I wanted to share with the two of you. It was actually a TED Talk I watched recently. And I know what you're thinking. When you think of TED Talk, you think some science gumbo jumbo or math.
I thought it was going to be self-help sort of gear, mate. And I was really hoping
it is self-help, actually. It is a form of self-help, Davo, just for you. But it was a man who conducted a study on the best way to wipe your ass.
Right. Yeah, okay, this is right up your alley.
It's the age-old question of scrunch or fold. Now, first of all, I need to ask you guys, are you scrunchers or folders?
Scrunch.
That tracks. Oh, yeah, that tracks for both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, sounds kind of judgmental
so,
the way you're saying it.
Obviously,
what are you, a child? Grow
obviously,
up.
Tom is a folder. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, that tracks.
It just seems like for the toilet, which is already just a messy place in general, that to put the effort into folding just is unnecessary. Like, you know, you may as well just scrunch it up.
You're a child is what you are. Scrunching, like grow up a little bit. But he's done this study. He's made a paper mache model of his tuchus.
Ugh.
And he's...
That's disgusting. Well, he made a model of his ass.
I hate that. This man has got too much time on his hands.
And made a paper mache.
Yeah, paper mache. Went and molded a little ass out of nothing. And then he's gone and made his own formula, which was just, melted chocolate and canned corn. Oh. And then it was foul.
This study seems just a bit off.
I think this guy was mostly taking the piss.
Is the study, more concerned with how much paper you're using, or is the sanitary, which is better, cleans the best?
It was what cleans the best and how much paper you're using.
Yeah, okay.
So both are being taken into account. So he's loaded up his, special mix onto the paper mache, and then he's done all the different sorts of wipes. So he started off with the scrunch and then weighed out how much paper has been used with the scrunching. Then he's done the fold. He even did a few unorthodox attempts of wiping, which were some strange ones that I won't get into. But the main focus was on the scrunch versus the fold.
Yeah.
Now, I think the study was a little bit hindered because of the way he would fold the paper. It'd be a single fold wipe and then put away.
Okay, just quickly though, did he conclude that scrunching was better, and this is your backtracking?
I'm not there yet.
Okay, right, because it just seems like you're trying to justify the fold already.
Wait, how do you fold differently to him? What do you do?
You fold, you wipe, you fold, you wipe, you put in.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
And he's just doing one
he's
fold
doing
wipe
so he'd be grabbing maybe 4 squares fold, so you got like 2 squares of paper, wipe, and then put it to the side.
Yeah.
Which is a strange way of doing it.
I'm so glad I do the scrunch. I reckon that sounds way more gross. That you just
what do you mean? What, the scrunch? You have more surface area with a fold. You'll have less chance of touching anything.
But wait, you're taking it out and then like you have shit on there and then you're folding and then you're doing it again.
You just
and
fold
then
with your hand.
Again.
You
But
okay,
it seems
I don't
like
know
you're
how.
playing with your crap.
Hang on, we're gonna take a quick break, and I'm gonna grab a piece of toilet paper and show you what to do. All right, so I've gone and gotten some toilet paper, and I'm going to demonstrate to you guys what to do. Unfortunately, here at Fresh, it's not the nicest toilet paper, so there's no actual squares or anything. But you pull it off, right? Yeah. And then you fold it up, you wipe.
Are you only doing one fold, like one over?
You go the one fold, and you go the quick wipe, and then the fold back wipe in the toilet.
I feel like that's not enough toilet paper between your fingers and your ass.
That's because this is our toilet paper. I use a bit more here. But home, if you're using a 3-ply or something, you don't need as much.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the way the fold works. And then you get more surface area there, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm showing you now, you got more surface area than if you're scrunching going like that.
Yeah.
Nah, because like I would have more surface area, but I would waste more toilet paper. I just like take
How
a lot
much do you
out.
use?
Like, I'd take a lot out, so if I do scrunch, there's quite a bit there. So like I'll just yank at it and then take like maybe 5-ply for like one. And
then how many times are you doing that?
There you're dealing with,
how many times are you doing that?
Well, like I don't know, once. Like that'll cover you once or twice. Like because it does. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I know, but
It's
then
like,
how many more times are you grabbing more toilet paper?
I don't know. Like, depends. Like, on what's happening. But yeah.
Okay, so all right. So now, what did this study conclude?
So he has gone through to the TED Talk and revealed that the scrunch was better in terms of less amount of weight.
Okay.
So it was using less toilet paper, the scrunch and the wipe, but then the folded toilet paper was a cleaner wipe.
Okay, right.
So they
sort
both had pros and cons.
Yeah.
There was no real determined one in the end. But if you are looking to use less toilet paper, scrunch is the way to go, unless you're Callum, I guess, because that sounds like you use a lot.
Yeah, well, if I, like...
Because, yeah, here's
No,
the
but I'm
other
saying,
thing. In
you're
the
saying,
scrunch...
if you're scrunching it down to get a small surface area, you want to keep, like, a big surface area, so that's why I'll use a lot of it.
so in the scrunch he was doing, he was not pulling out as much toilet paper as what you have revealed you use.
Yeah, I use a fair bit.
Yeah. So
Not
that's
that
how...
I need to. Not that I need to, but it is just more... It's more a safeguard thing of, like, between... Like, a barrier between the hands and your ass that, like, I, like to do a lot. So it can, like, there's protection.
This has been really eye-opening to each of you and how
Well,
you
how much do
conduct
you-
it. No, we don't need to talk about how much I use. Like,
No, go on.
Well, you
How much
scrunch,
do you
you
use?
scrunch.
no,
So,
I
like-
don't you you scrunch, then you fold in the scrunch, and you use it more than once, right? You're not
Yeah,
just getting
yeah.
it and just going.
Well, you're basically just scrunching and folding. You're doing the both.
Yeah, but it's not meticulous like the way you're doing it. You know what I mean?
It's not that meticulous.
Oh, but it does take a while.
It does. It really doesn't take that long. Do you wipe from the front or the back?
Ooh,
Really getting into it.
Yeah, well, why not? We're here
like
now.
front to back. You don't go
Yeah,
back to front.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know people that do.
Or
There are.
you?
No.
So I go through the legs through the front, yeah.
You do as well.
What
Like
you
through
like-
the-
Wait.
Yeah.
We're getting content director
This
Sophie
has gone
on the
for
line.
6 minutes 43. Let's.
Yeah, she's trying to stop. Okay, we're not
Yes,
stopping just
I
yet.
write-
Trying to cancel me.
So if you're doing a big old steamer,
Stop!
you're reaching in between your legs from the front. What
Oh,
if you...
wipe your butt.
I guess no. Sometimes it
You-
depends.
That's bad for your front.
I obviously
Yes.
don't wipe it into the front though.
Yeah, it's bad for girls. Like,
I
Mate,
thought
you're
we meant
getting
more the
shit
front
on
bit
your
though.
balls.
you are not getting shit on your balls. That is disgusting.
How low hanging
I
are your
wouldn't-
balls?
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it if I was getting shit on my balls.
Anyways,
It's obviously
All right.
I
Oh.
retract what I said. I thought you meant the front area.
Hey, also, I mean, TED Talk is there. They've got some beautiful stuff on there, all about self-help, all about development, all about changing the world. And then there's this.
Well, this is kind of self-help. I mean, I'm sure it's helped a few people, maybe parents who don't know what to teach their kids.
financially, sanitary wise. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a good way to
yeah.
help.
And that was the TED Talk that I sat down and watched about 10 minutes of yesterday.
Beautiful.
During work hours, might I add. Time to get into the podcast.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
I was browsing the Tizer this morning and an article popped up. And of course, it's top tier journalism. It says, a schnit rich. Hotel boss warns the price of pub favourite is set to soar.
Right. Okay.
Now, we love a schnitzel here at Fresh,
Yeah,
obviously.
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's proven with our palmy party happening tomorrow night at Sachi's Kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're very
I
excited
mean-
about that. I mean, Callum hasn't shut up about it.
I have not. Yeah, I've been browsing the menu pretty rigorously. It's absolutely huge, so can't wait for that. There's so many different variations, but that all comes from our deep, deep love for the schnitzel.
Yeah, I mean, it's become my bedtime reading, just looking at the Sachi's kitchen menu.
Mum, can you tell me a bedtime story? Tell me what
Let me
schnitzels...
tell you about the legend of the 20 toppings.
Well, you might want to enjoy that free schnitty tomorrow night, boys, because South Aussies could soon be paying $40 for a pub schnitzel.
Get out.
$40. When will the cost of living crisis end?
And when will the apocalypse end?
Do you reckon that's $40 including your toppings, or they're still going to charge you the extra few dollars?
Oh, you'd be mad if you're getting another $3 gravy on top of that.
Could you imagine? Yeah, you think about the places that chuck on, like a $5 palmy extra,
Yeah.
$45 for a schnitzel, almost $50. That's unreal. No.
Yeah, well, basically...
I won't have it. Can't happen. Not in my state.
Well, the Australian Hotels Association president warned that costs would rise if SA followed Victoria in phasing out the gas appliances. A lot of hotels use that, and apparently it'd be very, very expensive to replace. So they reckon $40 could be where we're at for a schnitzel. Now,
Not
I
on.
don't know though. We do love a schnitzel here. Is that something we'd be willing to pay?
Absolutely not willing to pay it. Will I pay it? Most likely. Yes.
I think, if it's like a case if I was in a bomb shelter and I've been in there for 10 years and I come out and I'm really hankering for one, obviously I'm going to pay for that. But
Yeah.
why? I don't want to have to.
No,
I don't want
no.
to have to pay
Well,
that
how-
amount of money for a schnitzel.
I mean, I get, like, it's the replacing of gas. It's going to be expensive. But, like, how can we justify $15 schnitties on, like, special days, like Tuesdays and stuff, when if you're going to put it up to 40? It
Well,
could still be cheaper.
I think that's why they would do that, is like to have those special days, but then also average it out. So then, of course, on the other days, you're paying a lot more.
Jeez. So I wonder what the specials would be, though. If it goes up to $40, I wonder if a casual schnitzel special would be $25 or something.
Oof, $25 for a schnitzel, even that
And then
hurts.
Even
a
that's
bit.
expensive to me.
And then we're back to square one.
I mean, how much would you pay for a schnitzel? We said off air, I reckon for me, $34 max, including gravy and probably a palmy topping.
So I reckon I reckon I've definitely done it on
no
delivery.
salad, extra chips.
Hey,
I've definitely done it on delivery food, 100%. When you include the delivery fee and stuff, it gets really up there. And I think the most I've paid for a schnitzel, and a decently sized one, would be about $35.
okay, what about you, Tom?
I think I would pay max 30, including
Okay.
topping.
Yep,
and
okay.
that's usually where I'd bow out. If I saw it was, I've been to places before where the schnitzel alone has been like $28, and then it's been $7 extra for the palmy topping, and I've said no.
See,
not doing it today. I may as well get a steak at that price.
See,
But the
realistically
steak
now,
isn't crumbed and deep fried, is it?
it's not the same. It isn't the
As
same.
long as it's
but
bleeding.
Realistically now, yeah, I'd hope to not see a schnitzel over, when it hits that $26 mark, you're a bit, oh, come on, it's a bit pricey.
How much would you pay for a schnitzel, Adelaide? Get involved in the conversation. I mean, sure, I don't think there's anyone out there that's going to say they've paid $40 for a schnitzel before. That's
I mean,
outrageous.
surely not. I mean, we did get a text. Someone said, come on, Davo, you literally just said 35 to 65 is affordable to stand in a suburban ground and watch footy, but $40 to sit at a pub to get food isn't.
Yeah, but the footy is an experience. Okay, yes, the schnitzel can be an experience, but it's an experience that's over in 10 minutes. At least the footy, you get something out of it.
Let's all not lie and pretend that if you hadn't had a schnitzel in 5 years, that you wouldn't cop $70 for it. I would pay. I would give away my organs for a good schnitzel if
Yeah.
I hadn't had it in a long time.
All right, yeah, like let's say how much would you pay for a schnitzel if you haven't had it in 6 months?
Somebody's texted in saying $23 max for a schnitty with gravy.
Right. Yeah, not a bad one. Someone
Yeah,
said
it's fair
I
price.
wouldn't pay any more than $25 for a pub snitty. I can't justify paying any more than that.
Yeah.
It's from Leah.
Leah.
Thanks, Leah.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Leah. Thank you for joining the alliance.
Someone else says $40 a joke, $25 max, including toppings.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. This person here's just straight up said, we never buy schnitties at the pub. The ones we make at home are the best. Fair enough. But still, we cannot afford the $40 at the pub.
Yeah, someone else has said, hey people, the number one schnitzel in SA is already $40 plus for a wicked schnitty, and people pay it now. Probably a bit too expensive in my opinion. Cheers, Kim.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Kim.
No.
Don't know where that schnitzel is, but it's somewhere.
Number
We're
one.
going to go to the phone lines here. We got Troy and Elizabeth. Troy, mate, how much are you paying for a schnitty?
I wouldn't pay any more than $29.99.
So
99.
What's up with the extra cent there? You wouldn't go up to 30?
No, I would even pay FPOS, so you don't have to pay that extra cent.
Troy, what if there's a surcharge and you get charged over 30?
I wouldn't pay for it then.
Good
Yeah.
call. Good
So
call.
we'll see you for the pub crawl protest.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
Troy, is the $30 including, a side of gravy and a topping or what?
I'd want palmy for sure. And like I said, I wouldn't even pay that 30. It'd have to be $29.99.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff, Troy.
Yeah, fair enough. We're right there with you. $29.99 for a palmy, fair price. I can live with that.
Hey, not a bad deal as well. When you said the $29.99 30 area and you get a pint with it or a schooner. So
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah, even better. Hey, let's head over to Virginia. We got Jaden on the line. Jaden, mate, how much are you paying for a schnitty?
Yeah, g'day, guys. Look, if it had a nice house-made crumbing, with your herbs and that in it, it was a
Yeah.
nice thick piece of snitty,
Yeah.
I'd probably got to 35 with a beer chucked on and some surf and turf, mate.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
The most expensive topping.
yeah. Add in the
Yeah,
luxuries.
yeah.
I mean,
If I'm paying 35, I better be getting them prawns on there.
because surf and turf in itself is usually a good $8-9 sometimes. So
And you want the pint included as well. Is this a pint of Coke?
So
or are we
really-
talking
Oh,
like
look, I'll drop to a schooner for 35, but it's got to come with the surf and turf, otherwise I'm out.
Jeez.
So really, the schnitzel you want is only $20 max. Once you add the beer and the surf and turf.
Yeah, maybe, but it can't be no thin chicken even, no generic out the freezer stuff. It's got to be made with love.
Gourmet.
Then I'll meet you at 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Fair
All right.
deal.
Jaden, you sound like someone we want on our pub crawl protest. We'll see you there.
Oh, no worries, guys.
Good on you, mate.
Tomorrow on the Tizer, the Great Schnitzel Protest led by Fresh 92.7. Bring it on, baby.
Hey, let's go to Mike over in Modbury. Mike, wrap things up. How much are you paying for a schnitzel?
I think $30 at the max.
Yeah.
$30 at the
You can
max.
you can get some really good takeaway ones in the pizza box, but I think $30 at the max. And remember, if these hotels have to change from gas to electricity, that's a business expense. And at the end of the financial year, they claim the whole lot back.
Good on ya.
We need a man. We need a
Someone's
man.
telling a lie. Someone's telling a lie.
I
Mike
like
is leading the
I
charge.
like the cut of Mike's jib. We need a man who knows the politics and the science behind it, so we're backed up in the
right.
protest.
Mike's a man that's thinking out of the box. He's leading this protest.
All right. I get older. The Davo, Tom, and Callum podcast stays the same age.
You know, the great thing about movies is that you can change the audio settings so that, you know, if you, no matter what language you speak, you can change the settings and hear that language dubbed.
Yeah, I've been watching some international movies recently and they have the English dub and it's actually quite good.
Yeah.
See, I can't stand the dub personally. I don't like the out of sync lips, so
Yeah.
I just suck it up and watch
See,
subtitles.
the one I'm watching at the moment it actually looks like they could be talking. So it was
yeah,
alright.
right. Okay,
It's really
That's
hit and miss, the dub, isn't it? Some of them are terrible. Some they've obviously put a decent amount of effort into, and it kind of works out nicely. But yeah, what a great feature it is. But it's also quite funny to chuck on the dub and do it in different languages that aren't your own. So for us, you know, the languages that aren't English, to see, you know, get a vibe, because obviously for whatever country they're going for, they've got a voice actor from that country to overdub it. And so it sounds a little bit different when you listen to it.
Yeah, treat yourself and go on YouTube and watch like Friends dubbed from international languages. Ross sounds insane.
Yeah, imagine that. Ross
It sounds
all of a
insane
sudden,
in English, though.
Ross, all of a sudden, you've got, you know, Italian Ross or something, you know, doing the usual Ross antics, and it sounds slightly off, it sounds a bit different, and it's always a good laugh to listen to. But one of them I stumbled across that's quite funny is the iconic laugh that Voldemort does from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Huge thing, huge meme. You know, when that laugh came out, so many people would do, you know, the 10-hour-long compilations and the remixes. It was just a really funny gag from that movie because it was so out of place and so
It's
weird.
a strange laugh, for sure.
And for such a serious scene, it really broke it up and, I don't know, I'm not going to say ruined it because it's funny.
It sounds
but
like he's taking the mickey.
Yeah, it just like, it made it a whole lot less serious, that last fight scene in the movie. But it's funny to go through all the other languages. I've stumbled across a video, and it's going through all the different dubbed languages that you can get on the Harry Potter DVD
Fun.
to see how weird they actually sound. And the first one we've got is German. So they've got a German bloke to come in and do the laugh and see how it sounds. I don't think that one's too different, really.
It's fairly similar.
They've got it fairly on point. We've got a Vietnamese dub.
Yeah, that one's a bit different, isn't it?
That's where Vietnamese is where it starts to get quite a bit different, and they're changing it up a little bit.
It sounds like Harry Potter's just chugged a beer and then Voldemort's been like this. Yeah, on your lad.
This one here, Uzbek.
And
Here's that one again. I didn't even think it sounds like a laugh. I reckon they really mucked up on that one.
That one sounds like they've put the DVD back onto VHS.
and
The audio quality's just not there.
Oh, so you don't know what they sound like laughing over in Uzbek?
Yeah, maybe that's just how they all sound. We've got Japanese as well.
He's having a good time.
The most insane one.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
As we know, a few months ago, I went over to South Africa.
Yep.
With the family. I met them over there. My uncle lives over in South Africa, and my mum was doing a worldwide spectacular trip for her 70th birthday.
In the words of Borat, very nice.
Yeah, I'm a traveller, baby. And at the end of the trip, I'd met up with my family, and we were going to Cape Town, and we were staying with my uncle's friend for the night. And she knew we were from Australia. She didn't really even know that my uncle was Australian, which was quite funny as well.
It just never came up.
Well, he sounds South African, I guess, so
Okay.
you wouldn't really think he's from Australia, and I guess they've been friends for a long time, but it never came up.
Yeah, interesting.
But we were sitting in her lounge room, and she was a bit of a artsy, eclectic type of woman, so there's crap everywhere.
Yeah, right. Hoarder, in other words.
Yeah, so either she's artsy and eclectic, or yes, hoarder is the other end of the spectrum of that. There's just clutter everywhere.
There was clutter, but it was an interesting look. You know,
Okay.
she had 4 dogs. I'm just painting a picture of who this woman was. 4
Fine
dogs.
China.
One of them was an Afghan hound with the long middle part hair. You know, that was his name was Fletcher.
That was really good.
But I was sitting there and I was looking up on the wall, and there's this random painting. And I said to my mum, I was like, do you reckon that's the River Torrens
Right.
here in Adelaide? Thinking, you know, why would that be?
Well, it's always insane, the idea that Adelaide, so small Adelaide, so modest Adelaide, could even get to another country in some sort of capacity.
Yeah.
They say a picture says 1,000 words, so you know maybe it just looks similar.
Exactly right. Well, it could just be any river, really.
Yeah.
And I said to Mum, you know, is that the Torrens? She said, nah, man. I thought, I've cooked this, haven't I? And the lady came in and she said, no, that's Adelaide. That's the
Really?
River Torrens.
What a coincidence.
She said, I travelled there 24 years ago, and I sat by the bank at River Torrens there near the Uni Bridge, and she painted a photo of it. And then, it's been up on her wall for 25 years.
Jeez, would have blown your mind.
It did. I'm like, there I am in Cape Town, kilometres and kilometres and kilometres away from home.
Yeah.
And there's a picture on the wall amongst random other crap, and I've picked it.
What a coincidence.
And then she's like, and here's a sculpture of the mole's balls. Just has a little artifact from all of Adelaide.
Look, we're going to open up the phone lines here. Tell us your coincidence.
Now, the thing about coincidences is that they're only exciting when you're a part of them.
Yeah.
You know, when you're amongst it, you're shocked by it, but no one else really cares.
No one cares.
But today, Adelaide, if you give us a call and tell us your coincidence, we're going to give you the reaction you deserve.
I mean, that's what you want. We'll give you a round of applause, the
Gasp.
whole shebang.
We can give you an example of how it might go if you call up. I've got a good one. So in primary school, my best friend Nick, he was born at the same hospital on the same day, delivered by the same doctor.
What?
Whoa.
Oh, my God.
Dude!
I know.
That is incredible, Tom.
Hey, I've got one as well. I share the same birthday as Hulk Hogan.
Whoa!
Yeah, I know.
Hulk Hogan.
Here's a beefcake. I'm a beefcake.
So much in common. But we did ask for text on coincidences, and we got one here that says, just another Adelaide story. I was in Hawaii, in Kona in Hawaii, not the main island. I was at a hostel, overheard this guy talking, and he mentioned Karolta Park, and I was like, no way. So I stopped him and said, bro, are you from Adelaide? And he was like, yes. And I was like, no way, laughing my ass off.
Wow, what a coincidence. That is...
Awesome.
Wow.
Whoa.
I mean, over in Hawaii.
Hawaii. Crazy.
Jeez. Hey, let's head to the phone lines. We've got Louise from Flinders Park on the line. Louise, what's your coincidence?
Morning, guys. How's it going?
Yeah,
Very
good,
good,
thanks.
Louise.
And yourself?
Good, thanks.
Good.
So my coincidence, it only just happened yesterday. I'm a property manager, so I'm on my way to do my routine inspection.
Yeah.
And right next to me is this car, and it's like a koala rescue. And I thought, if you ever, see a koala roaming around, who would you call? I wouldn't know. And I pulled up yesterday to do the inspection for this house, and as I'm reversing out of the driveway, no word of a lie,
No.
I saw a koala
No
two
way.
driveways down, and he was looking around people's houses, and I thought, oh my God, what is going on? Wild. And then
Wow.
I called the vets, but I'm legit, and I got it on video, and then I called the vets, and I was like, oh, who do I call? And they're like, oh, you got to call 1-300 koalas. And I did, and they picked him up. Like, they were literally around the corner, like 5-10 minutes max. And they grabbed him from the tree. It was crazy. It was like...
That's
what
insane.
the hell?
That's unreal, Louise.
Wow.
Cannot believe it. You
What
saw
a
a koala
coincidence.
driving a car and then saw a koala. What?
They're
Wow.
coincidences out.
That is
That one.
insane. Thank you, Louise. Thanks for getting involved. Let's head to Renee and Burton. Renee, tell us your coincidence.
Hi, how you going?
Yeah, good. And yourself?
I'm good, thank you.
Well done.
Yeah, so my partner, John, is born on Christmas Day, and his
Yeah.
mother is Mary, and his father is Joseph.
No!
Wow.
Get
Wait,
out.
so you're saying that your partner could potentially be the second coming of Jesus Christ?
Our saviour.
Does he do any fancy tricks at Christmas? You know, any water to wine or?
No. But our son actually came on Boxing Day. He was the hour. Otherwise, he would have been born on Christmas.
Sorry, Renee, we're just losing you there, but and none other. That is a crazy coincidence.
Unreal.
Hey, let's head to Wayne over in Modbury Heights. Wayne, mate, tell us your coincidence.
G'day, guys and gal.
Thanks, Wayne.
I went all the way to Bali to just get over a broken up relationship, and I meet my future wife there.
Wow.
And we just get chatting over there, and she ends up being born at the same hospital as I was, had the same doctor,
Same doctor.
deliver her. Yep,
Jeez.
same doctor. And the other thing, the further we got along in the relationship, she worked at the same shopping centre that I did.
Get
when we were
out.
kids.
Wayne.
And she knew people of my friends from my school, and friends of mine from her school.
She was
And
in
we
front of
didn't-
you the
it
whole
was
time,
me.
Wayne. She
Mate,
was right
know.
there.
mates.
It was meant to be. Like, she had mates that I knew, and she had mates that she had mates that I knew, and I had mates that she knew, but we never met each other.
Hey, Wayne,
It
mate,
was really
what's your wife's name? Do you want to give her a quick shout out?
Yeah, hi Susan, love you.
Oh,
Hey,
Susan.
Good on you. Good on you,
Susan.
Wayne. Thanks for getting involved. Hey, we got Hayley and Seaton. Hayley, can you wrap things up? What's your coincidence?
My partner, years ago, we...
Sorry,
No.
Hayley,
Right.
we've lost you there. We can wrap things up with Cara in Glenelg North. Cara, you've always got a good story. What's your coincidence?
Well, one of my friends from Melbourne was at a university conference in Liverpool, England.
Yeah.
And she got talking to the person next to her, and they said, oh, yeah, I visited Adelaide. And they were from Hamburg in Germany.
Okay.
And they went, oh, okay, what did you like? And then my friend goes, just out of interest, do you know Cara?
Oh,
And she
get
gave
out.
my details. And they're like, yes, I went to uni with her.
Wow.
That's unreal.
Not bad.
Get out. That's...
Yeah.
Oh, different country. Cara, you're known all over, especially right here on the Brekkie Show. Good on you.
Put down the mic. What's in the podcast? What's in the podcast?
Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
Bloody hell, teenagers can be so arrogant. You know, you get to the age of 15 maybe and you think you're all grown up, you know it all, you've got the world figured out, and everyone else that's older or younger than you are absolute idiots.
Yeah, you're really...
Puberty's a hell of a thing.
Yeah, it really is.
You do really think you're in that golden age, though, isn't it? Like you said, above and below, idiots.
Yeah.
You're the prime.
Exactly. And my older nieces and nephews, they're between the ages of 16 and 21, so obviously they get it, you know?
Yeah.
They've been around the block a few times. They understand the game of life, back to front.
And me being the ripe age of 32, they think I'm yesterday's news. And, you know, I like to think I'm fairly cool, you know, as a millennial. I talk on the radio on an EDM station.
You've
I'm
got
a bit
tattoos?
of fun. I've got tattoos. I work as a hype girl at a nightclub. You know, I'm pretty cool.
Yeah. You're hip. You're with the youth. You understand?
You wear a backwards cap.
Yeah, I've got the skateboard underneath me arm.
Yeah.
But anyways, the other day we're all hanging out together and we like to take it in turn choosing songs to listen to. And they're all into drum and bass at the moment. And I thought, you know, I've got the...
Auntie Lauren, stop with the Miles Davis. It's outdated.
Please, no more Elvis.
Well, we're sitting there and they go, oh, you know, I'm into drum and bass at the moment. I thought, well, I've got just the track to have me sitting there, you know, sunnies on, leaning back, looking real cool.
Well, I mean, this is a pretty good opportunity for you because, like you said, working at an EDM station, you're pretty up with the drum and bass. You know what's cool
Absolutely.
at the moment.
Yeah, so I chucked on this song, Deep End by Fast Boy. like I'm cool, you know?
Yeah.
How good.
This is a fairly hip song, sure.
Anyways, much like how you boys do, you know, my recommendations were ignored and they talked over it. And, I like to think that my nieces and nephew will at least go back and re-listen to it at a time I'm not there and enjoy it, you know?
Yeah, but they couldn't enjoy it in front of you.
No,
That
of
would
course
be
not.
Social suicide.
God, no. Oh, do something I ask her, forget about it. But my niece, Georgia, she pipes up, she's 16, and she goes, I'm going to choose the next song. And she goes, it's a bit underground, so you might not know it, Annie Lauren, you know, I'm a bit cool. And then she puts on this.
Save me.
2014's hit, Jubel.
Does she? Oh, how old would she have been in 2014? I mean,
Well,
it's
what's
quick
that,
math.
10 years ago? She'd been 5.
Jeez. So she also wasn't around for the era where Jubel was the only thing that was ever played on radio for that period. That was a huge, huge song.
Literally, I thought, you little rat. I remember I introduced her to Sexy Bitch by David Guetta,
Yeah.
and she loved it. You know what I mean? Like, how dare you?
And now she's introduced you to
Jubel.
2014 smash hit.
Thank you so much.
Did you give it back to her?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
I'm going to throw around a few words and you tell me what group of people you think I'm talking about.
Oh, God.
Diva, prima donna, wanker.
Okay.
What group of people?
So it's celebrities. I'm talking about celebrities.
Yeah. Okay.
These are words we often throw around talking about them.
Imagine if we
You guys know what we're talking about.
Said something pretty controversial. So celebrities. I was more thinking like if you're going to null it down to the stereotype of a specific group, you'd be, like theatre people or something.
Yeah, right.
Callum's holding up a sign that says "Kale for the drive home." It's so weird.
Radio presenters?
No, we are talking about celebrities, and I am talking about the clauses in some of their contracts. We always see crazy things pop up where they have all these different sort of clauses in their contract, and the latest one is when I think of these diva celebrities, one of the main groups of celebrities I think about are your men that are in really good shape, especially the WWE wrestlers.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, The Rock, he's got his own set of rules, doesn't he?
Yeah. The man hasn't enjoyed life, I feel like, for 30 years.
No, but The Rock...
Have a cake, bro.
Yeah, The Rock, he's got some really strict rules in terms of his acting and what goes on in the movies in terms of not losing fights and stuff.
Yeah. He can't lose fights. That's one of the clauses in his contract.
Same with Vin Diesel. So if they're ever together in a fight... No, I'm just saying, if Vin Diesel and The Rock are ever together in a fight, which they are in those movies, none of them really backs down.
Nah, they just keep going.
Hang on, the movie guys just entered the chat.
Just giving you a little tidbit.
So one of the latest clauses that has come out is about Dave Bautista, and you might know him from the Guardians of the Galaxy series. He's in all 3 of them, and he has a pretty strange clause in his contract, and that is, it states he has to eat no less than every 4 hours.
What?
So,
like he's a gremlin? Like he has the rules for eating?
If filming's going long, he's like, listen, guys, sorry, we're going to have to cut this scene short. It's been 4 hours and I need my fish.
God, I don't blame him, though. What a luxury to have. If you get to that status where you can put in your contract and say, whenever I want, every 4 hours, I want to be able to go off and eat. I don't want to have to do the work. You would do it. How many meetings have we been in here? Upstairs at Fresh, where you're like, geez, I would be really hankering for a schnitzel at the pub. I'd really like to duck off right now for a beer and a schnitzel. Imagine if you could just do that.
We need to check our contracts. But even this guy's taken it as far to say, even in between these 4-hour meals, if I get hungry, he keeps almond butter and banana in his pockets, or a vegan gluten-free grilled cheese. He'll go make.
Is that?
And he'll have this in between his big 4-hour meals.
Is that a banana in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
I'd be gutted if I was the costume designer spending all this money on some nice movie costumes, and the dude's just crammed butter into his pockets.
Imagine his stunt double goes to put his hands in his pockets.
What the hell got in here?
First you get the sugar, then you get the power, then you get the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast.
It was huge news for gamers yesterday, and partners of gamers, and children of gamers, parents of gamers. It was huge news for everyone, basically, because the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer had dropped. It was meant to release around midnight this morning, but got leaked early and came out around 10:30, 11 yesterday morning.
And can I say what a relief, because yesterday you told me you're going to stay out till midnight to watch this trailer, and I thought, you know what, get your 8 hours, babe. I'd love a good Wednesday.
Set an alarm for midnight, get up, back to sleep.
It is true though, like you say, with the kids and the partners, because once this new Grand Theft Auto comes out, you won't see anyone for a while. If you're into the game, you'll be in hibernation for quite a bit there. And then you got online to conquer as well. It's not just a story.
Yeah.
It could be a few years you won't see your spouse.
Davo, do you want to know how many days I have logged into Grand Theft Auto 5? And this is just time playing the game.
Imagine if I said no. Yeah, absolutely I do.
Yeah, 153 days.
It's crazy.
Playing that game.
Wow. But that's not just, 153 days, a few hours each day. That's the amount of hours collated adds up to 153 days.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot, man. So when does this next one come out so I can have some peace?
Well, we'll get into that in a minute. I'm going to run through a few of the cooler things I've read about. So the first thing is this is the first game to be set in Vice City since Grand Theft Auto Vice City, which is Rockstar's fictional version of Miami. And some fans have already started posting side-by-side comparison shots of shots in the trailer out on the street and then to the real-life Miami. And it's eerily uncanny.
It looks pretty good. I mean, Callum just showed me a little snippet of the trailer, and yeah, the graphics look incredible.
Yeah, looks great.
The graphics look incredible.
They have nailed it. But then the next thing is the end of the trailer has a fairly ambiguous release date. It just says coming out 2025. So fans have been scouring this trailer, breaking it down one by one, and found at the very start of the trailer, you see a plane sort of flying by with a banner attached to the end of it. And if you zoom in on that banner, it says, why 69 when you can 919? And fans are speculating this could mean September 19th, 2025 as the release date for GTA 6, which is very close to the September release back in 2013 of Grand Theft Auto 5.
True. This is what... So keep in mind, Davo, these games come out so far and few between. The last Grand Theft Auto trailer for number 5 that came out was 2011, and then the actual game itself came out 2013. But for those 2 years from 2011 to 2013, it was me and Tom's life to hop on Skype and just chat about all the rumours and speculations of this game. So you're going to be dealing with that for a while. Literally us looking at the trailer being like, oh, did you see he's holding a sword in that? Maybe there'll be swords in the game. And, it was just one after the other. You get obsessed with this thing and all the rumours.
I also love the idea that when we said we'll talk about this, I thought you were going to talk about Callum being a menace on the game when he was 11, and yet you've gone through the whole details of, the specs.
Well, there's one more thing I have to talk about, and that's our good friend Elon Musk taking his stance on Grand Theft Auto on his platform X, and he's been mocked for it because he said, I don't like playing GTA. I get too stressed out living a life of crime.
Really?
That's a man that's had a silver spoon in his mouth for years.
Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.